Welcome back to the channel, fool. Big shout out to my new subscribers. And tonight we're pushing the boundaries. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you like videos like this.
Ia uite-vă, nene, ursul în spate.
Uite că l-a văzut.
If you see your dog running, don't think twice. Run.
Okay, this is crazy. Look. Right? And then... Bro.
If it's witchcraft, why would you touch it?
You okay? What's wrong?
It's my knee.
Did you come from the hospital?
Yeah, but I had to go pick up my moped. They did an x-ray my knee, but I probably should go back and have an x-ray of it.
What's wrong with your face?
I face planted.
Wow. You need to go back to the hospital.
I gotta tell my dad this is his exit up here. 26. You tell him he's the guy behind me. Oh, okay. I gotta go.
Looks like a scene from Mad TV. People on the UFO, crazy. And I call it cap. And they're having, guys, a little party up there.
Taking a video, bro. I got pictures. Yep. Oh, wait.
And this is another level.
It's back. Keeps peeking in here, Elman. Oh my goodness gracious, what the hell? Ain't nobody in the other room. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh, my pistol's in the other room. I can't do it. What in the hell is that? Oh my gosh. Hello? What do you need? I don't even know who you are. House is home. Oh, hell no. What the hell is that? What in the hell? Oh, hell no.
Just open the door.
Y'all, I'm a security guard and I'm doing my checks. What the is this?
And who's hiding in the comments?
O meu futuro é uma página em branco. E o meu presente é o que mais importa.
Can tell you guys he's okay. But that scream, that was something else.
Someone called the cops on these lights. See, even the police, they're going crazy. These aliens are attacking. Oh my god, now cars they're starting to notice. Here comes another fire truck.
Are they challenging us to a game of Space Invaders?
No, I'm fine. I just ran into your house. Oh, I was gonna say, what the hell just happened? I ran into your house. With my phone? Yes, your phone is in here. Okay. You okay? Yes, I'm fine, but also, I tried to back it up, but then I ran into your house again.
Crashing twice for the same reason is just insane.
存款理财就选江南，江南农村商业银行提醒您：本次旅程终点站森林公园，下一站华东由换乘2号线的公路。This train is bound for Forest Park. Next station is Ocean Palace. Passengers wishing to transfer to line 2, please get ready to exit the train.
I try that in New York and see what happens. UFO, drone, AI, or CGI? You guys decide. And what would you do? Go see what it is or turn around?
White people have disappeared there. Black people in their thousands have disappeared there. It was there that I also went missing for 4 days in 1959 in one of the most traumatic experiences of man. To the east of Zimbabwe, the great mountains known as the Inyangani, the Weeping Moon Mountains. There, even now, people disappear without trace. Sometimes a person would disappear for several days and reappear a few days later, not knowing where he had been or where she had been. And it's a long story, sir. My teacher, Elizabeth Moyo, had sent me to get a special herb which grows only on the foothills of those mountains. Beautiful day like this one outside here. And I love the African wilderness, especially in the days when I was still in good health. And I was looking for this herb when all of a sudden a bright blue mist fell all around me. It took me some time to react to this strange thing. It was a hot day and all of a sudden the temperature around me dropped. It was as if I was on the slope of a very cold mountain, but it was a warm day. The next moment, I was in what appeared to be a metal-lined tunnel, and I was lying on what looked like a workbench, but this workbench was very brightly polished. And there I was lying there with my trousers missing and only my khaki shirt, when I saw a number of moving objects, which at first I thought were dolls. I noticed with mild surprise that they were very thin, short, human-like creatures with very, very large melon-shaped heads. The creatures had no noses, and their mouths were like knife cuts at the bottom of their faces. And these creatures were coming towards me. In color, they were gray, and they wore silvery gray garments which reached up to their necks. And while I was looking at these creatures, I suddenly was aware that something was above me, standing there, and I looked up straight into the face of one of them, a much taller one than the others.
this earth got more secrets than you could ever imagine.
So I take it with me in the shower. So I'm showering. On one hand, I have this cross in the other, thinking this cross is gonna save me. I look at my shower curtain and I see two like little stubby little hands pop out, the shadows of them, and they touch my shower curtain. I'm over here like, oh my God, what is happening, right? And they start like moving. I hit the shower curtain and then it came back and they were there again. So now I'm screaming, I'm hitting the shower curtain. I'm like, you can't have me, blah, 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 and all of that. And I done taking the shower. I run out the shower because I don't want to be in there. So I go to the church. I drive there. Well, my roommate drives me there because I'm in no condition to drive at that point. As soon as we get to the church steps, I feel sick. I feel like I'm gonna just throw up. And I feel weak. My body can't get up the steps, but I force myself to get up the steps. And I go inside of the church, and they have service. The bishop is there and he's preaching. I'm just crying the entire time, He has an altar call. I come up there, he prays, over the congregation as a whole. I'm sitting there bawling my eyes out there too. And I remember church service ended and people were walking up to him. I came up to him, I shook his hand, I looked him straight in the eyes, and I was like, hey, there's a demon in my house. I need you to get it out. And he was like, whoa. He was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna pray for you. He was like, but don't worry about it. I'm gonna give you some assistant pastors. They're gonna come help you out, and they're gonna take care of you. Just follow them into a back room. In my head, I'm over here like an assistant pastor. Like, bro, you don't know what I just been through for 3 days. I need the holy water. I need you to bring that cross. The power of Christ compelled you. I need all of that. But I was like, okay, whatever, man. I'm gonna just come back for him afterwards, because I know that whatever they do ain't gonna work. That's what I thought, right? So they go in the back. There was 2 assistant pastors, right? One of the assistant pastors was like, yo, what happened? How did all of these things start to transpire at your home? And I straight up lied. I was like, I don't know. It just popped up. I didn't tell them I was doing the wrong thing, that I was living in sin, that I was doing drugs. So I told them, I was like, hey, nothing really happened. It just popped up in my house. And they didn't really believe me, but they were like, okay, we're gonna pray for you. So they told me to stand up.
Time to shower with some holy water.
This is why the Jews wear the little black square on their forehead. That's a symbol for the planet Saturn. Incidentally, the Star of David is, of course, a hexagram. And on the planet Saturn, on the North Pole, is a hexagram. A lot of people don't know that. Go on the web and just look for Saturn's hex, or the hex on Saturn, and you will see a large hexagram, far, far bigger than the Earth could ever be. A large hexagram on the North Pole of Saturn. Fascinating symbolism right in front of you. We've known for many years that this hexagram was on Saturn. Hexagrams we call today the Star of David. No, the Star of David is a hexagram, and the hexagrams always represented in the ancient world the planet Saturn. So this is why the Jews still worship Saturn on Shabbat or Sabbath. The earth today is run by religion, politics, and money. It's all one game.
And when you start digging, it gets really interesting.
And we just want to make you aware of it. We don't know much about it. It is a simple statement from the university hospitals. Early this morning, a patient who had recently arrived at Hopkins International Airport, we believe that was yesterday, in Cleveland, from the Democratic Republic of Congo, was transferred via North Olmsted EMS to UH St. John's Medical Center Emergency Department with flu-like symptoms. That's in Westlake. Statement goes on to say UH staff has taken proper safety precautions while their condition is being evaluated. The patient is currently under isolation, and their condition has been reported to the Ohio Department of Health.
Are you going to participate in the 2025 games?
Hey, can you help me? Yeah, sure. Girl, that is not me. Do not go in there. What? I'm not crying. Nika. Linka. Linka. Linka.
And I do not claim this energy.
If I could just get a quick signature from you, please. Sorry, I appreciate the. First name again? Just your first name. Thank you. Have a nice day. Does he live here?
No, I don't know who he is.
Okay. Did you have something being delivered?
Yes.
What was the name?
The $1,000,000 question. How did he know UPS was going to make the delivery? And that's what we call karma.
Hi, my name is Malik the Sheriff, and I'm the girl in the video with everything that's going on social media right now. And I just want to come on here and say a word and say that I am safe and I am not held hostage by Dylan. And everything is fine. The situation got dealt with. I called my sister, the sister who posted up those videos, and I explained to her the whole situation. Dylan explained on his behalf the whole situation. And everything is fine. I also talked to the police officers. They said everything is fine. And I'm just the missing case person. And I'm gonna get that fixed with. And Dylan did not post those type of videos. Hashim Wasadali went into his RV and stole his iPad and then ended up posting all of it on social media and sending it to all his contacts and everything, and exposed me and him and his documents and all this personal stuff. And a lot of people have seen it, and I know a lot of people are really worried about the situation. And I just want to say everything is fine. And he was hacked. He didn't post any of these videos, and I'm very sorry on my behalf that anybody I know had to see any of that. I am very sorry, and I was just very embarrassed to text anybody back.
Did she do the help me sign, guys? Or am I tripping?
Want some white powder, man? What's up? You want some white powder?
Nah, I'm good, man.
Bro, it's fucking, hey, it's a sample, bro. You can have it. It's free. I'll give you my number. You hit me up if you like it. Yeah, man. Give it to your boys if you don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me see.
All right, bro. I got you.
No sample, bro. There ain't no problem.
That's a GTA classic.
Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. So their argument of Maya's fucking insecure, that's why she needs to fucking massage her ego, fails. Fails because you turn around and ask them, what women do you know who hasn't had plastic surgery around you? All of them have. I'm the only one who didn't, which already proves the fact it's not insecurity. Because if I was insecure, I would have done that 100 times over. Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. And I didn't because it's okay. Guess what? I'm 50 and I'm totally fine with the fact I am because, yeah, I fucking took off when I was 30 because it took 10 more fucking years than any other because I was the first. And I was the new, and I was like making something interesting happen that wasn't fucking happening before.
Keep getting praised by this and that destroys me because that system which hates me loves Satan, and they know the truth. Underneath, behind the scenes, they know the truth. It's not a joke. And no, I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, wear devil horns, tell a record. It's a bit difficult that when people make it, they all around and thank Beyonce.
Do you guys really think she's lying?
What are you doing?
Hey, sir. Sir. What?
You can have that.
Okay.
Crazy. Hey, it's still a theft.
He'd be driving and suddenly he'd be like 20, 19, 18. He'd like pull over to the side of the road, and that was my cue that I was supposed to get out of the car and then run, basically. And I was supposed to evade him. And so it was like for a timed period of like 2 or 3 hours, I would be trying to run away from him while he tracked me. And if he caught me, I would get punished. Like my rib cage is covered in these scars because he would count coup. Back then, I got really proud of myself when I would get away from him, instead of realizing that I was being chased through the woods by somebody who killed children.
How many children did you watch him kill?
I can remember, well, him specifically, not the group 5.
So you physically watched him kill 5?
Yeah.
How many did you witness?
Probably 7 over the course of my life, I think. Yeah.
Teal thought of escaping, telling someone, anything to get out, but fear would stop her.
One of the first programs that was done on me like that, he had me breathing and then go through an elaborate visualization where he was walking me through my home, having just told, okay, you just told people about me and you just told people who you really are. So what do you see hanging from the rafters? I shrugged my shoulders. He goes, do you see that that's your mother? Do you see that her blood is all over the floor?
Teal knows many won't believe her. What she says is hard to confirm, but what she shares is also the focus of dozens of investigations around the country. Lieutenant Larry Jones, a former Boise police officer, was instrumental in a Department of Justice report on cult rituals. The report admits crimes like these are hard to prove, but says it is imperative that the cases be solved. In Teal's case, which she says was turned over to police, no charges have ever been filed.
I think that we're in a time where we have to open up to these a lot darker aspects of the human psyche. We have to admit that these things go on, and we have to provide ways for both sides of the equation to heal.
In most documented cases of ritual abuse, it's often close friends or family who commit the crime. Teal says the issue is bigger than anyone can ever imagine.
I think with every single case that we see coming out with this, people are more forced to accept the reality that this stuff occurs instead of just discrediting every single one of us, which has been the status quo for so long. It's really easy to write us off and say we're mentally ill. Most of us who go through these scenarios, we think that, you know, it's happening because we deserve it, or it's happening because we're evil, or some stupid thing like that. Sorry, I'm like...
You're okay. Many people are coming out with the same stories.
This is my frozen assets. We have the credit card, but try not to abuse it. I freeze the credit card so that it's not easily accessible. And what I'm doing is thawing out the ice. And it's a lot of effort, so in order for my wife to use it, she has to put some labor into it.
Bro.
R. Kelly is in jail because he didn't want to sell his masters to a certain music company. If he's wrong, he should do the time. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying he's only there because he broke the rules. Bill Cosby went to jail, not for molesting white women, but him and his wife didn't want to let the second largest oil company in the world drill under their home for oil. These people are not going to jail for sex crimes. They're going to jail for standing their ground. Puffy might be guilty, but that ain't why Puffy in jail. Puffy in jail because he, listen, you cannot be emotional and solve political problems. You cannot be emotional and solve, we get that from church. Church is all about emotion. You cannot liberate a people with emotion. Puffy may be guilty, and if he is, he should do the time. But that's not why he's there. Hugh Hefner did what Puffy did. He never went to jail. Puffy is in jail because he started a black first political party. Puffy is in jail because he sued one of the most powerful liquor companies in London. That's why Puffy's in jail. What the media does, because they know black people like to see black people fail, is they'll sell us this when the real agenda is that. I'm not saying don't hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. As black people, we believe in ethics and morality and character. But don't be so dumb that you can't see the hidden hand at play.
Ridiculous or just common sense?
When did the Chinese land on the moon?
I have no idea.
2013. Did you ever see the video?
No.
So the Chinese landed on the moon in 2013, and they released a video for it. But pretty quick, that video was taken down, and they said, no, it's just a joke, because it was so bad. It was so fake. Because they didn't have, you know, Kubrick, you know? You need a better production staff and better cameras if you guys want to fake this.
The sad thing is, you cannot fix stupidity, and that's what's happening here.
Cognitive dissonance is probably exactly what it is. Is that they've been in echo chambers for so long, that's all they have. Well, we did it as a society, you know? For how many, even when you're in grade school, and they give you the globe, or they talk about the man on the moon, all the stuff they teach you in grade school, about stuff that I could challenge right now, you know? They teach us a lot of stuff that we hear over and over and over again that we take it for granted. That's what happened. I don't want to do this anymore, because I don't believe what you guys are peddling on either side. I said, but I do get a kick out of Tucker because he has pretty good humor and he does come up with some good points sometimes to make me think. I don't believe what he says just because he says it. He makes me think about some stuff. And then I have to go research and I figure some stuff out and I find out my own. And that's what everybody should be doing. But nobody does that because we live in like this McDonald's fast food society.
Supposedly nobody landed on the moon. What do you guys think?
Right here. Give me a person, man. Give me a person. Give me a person, man. Give me a person, man. Give me a person, man. You can't give me a person, man. Give me a person. Yeah, give me a person.
Crazy world we're living in, guys. And who's sleeping outside tonight? That was a solid 1v1. If you have more info, is that the AC or a ghost?
Never stand on these stairs at the lagoon, and this is why.
They're very strict about that.
Bro, my guy just went from like watching this dude drop in to part of the wall.
Wow, and that was a hell of a wave.
Alright, watch this plate. This guy's plate like disappears. Look! Look, it turned black! Yeah, look, watch. It's turned off. Look at that, it's just black. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. Look, and then it turns back on!
Trust me, you don't want to play that game.
Passengers. There appear to be no more drug agents hiding in plain sight. They've been ordered to stop because of one passenger's video that would never have been recorded had he not watched our investigation.
You're either going to sign a consent form saying that you're allowing us to search them,
Whatever you guys are doing in this airport
or I'm going to detain them,
is totally wrong.
run my dog on it, and get a search warrant.
I'm a random search, guys.
I didn't feel like I could have said no.
So those white folks, and I'm the random search.
No, there's no way this is random.
Innocent passengers searched at the gate by plainclothes drug agents looking to seize cash.
You're taking people's money based off an assumption.
I work hard for my money. How many innocent people do you have to search before you find what you're looking for?
Sir, I've got nothing to say to you.
The DEA still hasn't answered our questions, but this 2-year Atlanta News First investigation
Why do people have to prove themselves innocent?
would lead to a single incident that would end the entire program nationwide.
Oh, that's my. Hey,
That's yours. Where's your bag at?
I don't consent to search, sir.
You don't have to consent. Where's your backpack at? Where is it? Under your seat?
It got put away, but I don't consent to being searched.
I don't care what your consent stuff.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
I would have just assumed that it was part of a standard screening procedure and consented to the search.
David recorded the incident on the very same phone where he had watched our investigation in plain sight. He stopped recording only to double check the article so he could stand up for his rights.
I didn't consent to be searched. Like, I dried off the plane here. Is that accurate?
Actually, you walked off the plane. I didn't drag you off. I took your bag off the plane. So
You took the bag off my plane. Okay.
Tell your story.
Back detained, not you.
Yeah, you're trying this legal stuff. It's not going to work, dude.
This particular passenger said no, did not give consent,
Correct.
and the task force officer removed his bag from the plane anyway.
And to do that, the agent needed reasonable suspicion.
The Inspector General of the U.S. Department of Justice reopened his investigation of the DEA's airport cold consent encounters after seeing the video David recorded.
We wouldn't do this and be doing it across the country if it was illegal.
Without the subject thinking to immediately use their cell phone to record the event, we certainly wouldn't have known about it. In fact, we clearly wouldn't have known about it because absent that video, there was no record of the incident.
The DEA had no record because agents didn't find drugs or cash in David's bag.
The DEA wasn't keeping records of its encounters unless it found cash or drugs.
And they promised you they would.
And they promised us after our first report a decade ago they would.
Once they learned of your latest investigation, they were going back and filling out these reports from months earlier?
It turned out because they hadn't found any cash or drugs when they did the search of that individual, they hadn't prepared any paperwork at the time. When we began our investigation and asked for the paperwork, that's when, months later, they started creating paperwork trying to lay out why they did what they did.
David's name was put on a DEA list because he bought a last-minute ticket.
When you buy a last-minute ticket, we get alerts.
In some cases, the only reason for the so-called cold consent encounter was a purchase of a last-minute ticket. I purchased a last-minute ticket to come interview you.
Approaching individuals based solely on that basis, without any lead, any other information to suggest they might be a drug courier or money launderer, was concerning.
The Inspector General discovered David's last-minute ticket was reported to the DEA by an airline employee who was a regular paid informant.
A single commercial airline employee received tens of thousands of dollars, effectively a cut of the money seized.
It turned out that the individual was getting a percentage of the amount seized on multiple occasions over a longer period of time.
Informants are being paid with confiscated property from searches that the informants triggered with no real evidence. It's obvious why that's a potential abuse and a potential violation of civil rights.
U.S. Senator John Ossoff of Georgia launched his own inquiry with the Department of Justice, citing the findings of our investigation.
What was the most troubling thing you saw in our reporting?
There is an economic incentive to stop, search, and confiscate, even where there was little or no, in many cases, no evidence implicating the person searched, and where here in Georgia it appears that there may have been racial profiling involved.
Senator Ossoff's inquiry and the Inspector General's report landed on the Attorney General's desk within days of each other.
It is a scathing description of serious deficiencies in this program that impact the constitutional rights of my constituents in Georgia. And I don't know whether without reporting from Atlanta News First, that would have come to light.
We are recommending, which is what we did in the report, immediately suspending these activities, which the department did.
This is the directive from the Deputy Attorney General of the U.S. Department of Justice, ordering the DEA to stop searching innocent passengers at departure gates nationwide.
I'm not sure that this change, this investigation, and this halt to potentially very problematic DEA practices would have occurred without your reporting. You have been on this story helping to expose what appear to be potentially serious civil rights violations.
Now, at Hartsfield Jackson and airports across the nation, there's no sign of plainclothes drug agents searching passengers at the boarding door. The agents appear to have departed. It's unclear if they'll ever return.
The Drug Enforcement Administration still refuses to interview with Atlanta News First Investigates, now in our second year of this investigation. But the agency did issue a statement saying it was already reviewing its airport interdiction program and that review is ongoing even though the DEA program has been suspended nationwide because of our investigation. Also, the officer in David's video has not given us a comment.
And this is real journalism.
This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. I don't know why they're trying to. This cannot fit. This cannot fit. You're going to hit that car. You're going to hit that car. I don't know what instructions he's giving her, but you got to hit that car. This is not gonna work. You're going to crash into this car. Don't do that. Don't do that. My people. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I just want to hear when the metal rubs against each other. Hold on. Wait, why did he move his car? What the? It's your car? Are you me?
You can make this up.
Some of that. According to your Andromedan sources, there are 3 groups of extraterrestrials who are involved in very distressing agendas here on Earth. One is the renegade gray-skinned Zeta Reticulans. Another is the Giza intelligence, formerly of the Pleiades. And a third is the reptilians from Alpha Draconis. Is there another?
Yes.
Okay.
There's the Orion group as well, and there's 141 of them here. And they're from Ursa Minor, Ursa Major, Rigel, and Betelgeuse. From that particular group, that particular area of the star system. There are a lot of agendas here, hidden agendas. And you have to understand that some of the races, for example, the Draconians. The Draconians themselves did not evolve as a life form in our universe. They were dumped here. They were brought here because they're just a pain. They're incredibly smart, they're incredibly psychic, they're incredible builders, but they're bullies. Their whole thing is control, domination. And because there's no race in our universe that can really beat them up and wipe them out, they don't have to choose light or dark. They're just where they are. And they've chosen the opposite polarity. They're a tough bunch. They've manipulated a lot of civilizations throughout our galaxy. They're also responsible for the 600,000-year war, which almost annihilated the human species in our galaxy. And they show very little remorse about it. Hopefully they'll be leaving soon. But the others are life forms that have evolved, like the Orions. The Orion group has been genetically manipulated and have been deeply entrenched in draconian belief systems. So they're carrying that energy or that torch for whatever their agendas are, as well as their own agendas. Okay? The reticulant, the grays have been controlled and manipulated by the Orion group. So there is a system, a class system here, that's been established. And this is very common in the non-benevolent or regressive extraterrestrial structures, where there's a class system of workers, warriors, administrative or priests, and then the hierarchy, the royalty. And the lower you are, the worse you're treated. We have a history of that here on our planet as well. You know, and we've been taught this by the aliens themselves.
Right.
And the Pleiadians very much were part of that as well. For a time, they were very much in that belief system.
Well, let's focus for a while on the renegade Zeta Reticulans. The agenda of the grayskin Zeta Reticulans.
Okay. Number one, I would like to say that, you know, there's a lot of confusion that not all reticulans are evil. There are some reticulans that are incredible healers, that are incredibly benevolent. Unfortunately, most of them are getting a bad rap right now because of what the Greys are doing. And you know, there are 5 different subspecies of Greys.
May I interject here for a moment? I've heard the phrase long-nosed Grey describing the physical characteristics.
Those are not the benevolent reticulans.
Okay.
The benevolent reticulans look like children.
So the non-benevolent ones are the long-nosed Greys?
That's correct.
That's what I thought.
That's correct. And you know, there's a lot of information that's being. Some people are experiencing real benevolent experiences with them, or they're told that they're experiencing benevolent, when in fact they really haven't. They just maybe haven't been regressed or taken deeply into their subconscious to know what is happening. They're incredible masters of mind manipulation. But anyway, their race is dying. They have been so genetically altered by the Orion group that they cannot reproduce. So they were told by the Orion group to come in here, this is how it's been related to me, to come in here and set the stage, to break down the social structures so that when the Orion group and the Draconans come back, there are 2 classes, royalty and workers, which is exactly what they're doing.
You can see that agenda happening right in the United States since the beginning of the Reagan administration.
This is where the focus has been. It's been on the United States, singly. And there's been a reason for that, which we'll cover in just a little bit, and let me get my thoughts out here. Which is exactly what the Greys have been told to do. And they're doing it. In the meantime, they themselves have their own agenda. They see us, because of our genetic stock, of having the DNA of 22 different races, and the racial memories, of trying to breed, to cross the genetic bridge, so that they as a race can have enough genetic stock to continue to propagate their race, which according to the Andromedans, they're destined for extinction. What they're doing is not going to have any long-term effects to propagate their race. So they're desperately trying to do what it is that they're trying to do before all the other 2 groups get here. The Greys also themselves want to be free from the manipulation of the Orion group, just like we as a race want to be free of their manipulation. So there's this incredible triangle of crap that's hanging all over us, you know, and all these hidden agendas and just brainwashing and bizarre belief systems that are being thrown at us, you know, when they should all leave. Not only the good ones and the bad ones, they should all just leave and leave us alone, which is ultimately what the Andromedans want. But unfortunately, that isn't going to happen right now, not until some changes occur.
We have to raise our consciousness.
Right, we need to. Right. And the first thing we need to do is we need to stop warring with each other. We need to come together as a race, and no matter what happens, we need to stop all of the political garbage and say, look, when it comes down to the bottom line, all we have is each other as a race, period. And this is our planet, this is our home, and there's enough of us that are polluting the planet that we need to stop. Because if we don't stop polluting the planet, Rick, we're not going to have a place to live, period.
And you know what? Let's marinate on it.
Turn the car on. Turn the car on. Turn the car on.
He ran out of gas.
You put gas in the truck? Shh.
No way.
Turn on the light. Turn on.
No way.
Okay, move.
This is not my car.
Okay. Okay, go to the next car.
Turn it off.
He did.
No, it's still on.
Oh, it's still on. Okay.
Still on. Might need to stop.
Oh my God. No way!
This is my car. No, that's not my car. It's still on. There's no way.
Someone needs to turn that car off.
And that, guys, a mystery that you have to ask to your dealership.
So if you think you have spirits, just walk around with your iPhone on, and you'll catch more than you could ever believe. Here, I'm called an a-hole, and then something about being dad or dead. Now, when you see me write something, go back and listen a few times. You'll hear it.
Should we guys try tonight? And that is Mother Nature like you never seen before.
She told the truth about what he did to his first wife. To know the whole jar was dirty, go get Mary, go get her son, and go get her niece. And after that, he did that with Mary's son, trying to son. Next thing he knows, she started trying to move away. Mary divorced Steve. That's why. And what he was doing with his new wife, say, oh gosh. I can't feel sorry for her the way she let Winter grow up without his mother. I can't feel sorry for her because you let Steve Winton and you covered it up. I can't feel sorry for you because you helped Steve take Winton away from Mary. And that daughter that he to Diddy and Diddy's son. Oh, jeez.
Lori was once actually linked to Diddy's son, Justin.
Okay.
Okay, so they were together.
That's 49-year-old P. Diddy with his hand on his girlfriend's belly. Now, that is 22-year-old Lori Harvey. They're in Cabo. She's, of course, talk show host Steve Harvey's stepdaughter. People are talking about maybe she could be pregnant. You know, he's rubbing her belly a little bit. But
I think people will finally maybe be able to really get the gravity that this is not entertainment.
This is what I told this boy who came to take my daughter out. I said, listen to me, son. Whatever you do to her, I'm going to do to you. They're going to have a nice time.
that's graphic.
It's sponsored of humanity. They are taking all of these evil things and dressing them up in pretty things and getting you to be okay with watching them destroy humanity.
Shout out to her for spilling the beans and keeping it real.
Everybody that went to Genghis Khan's funeral was murdered. No one knows where Genghis Khan is buried. Marco Polo tells that 2,000 slaves attended his funeral, were killed by the soldiers sent to guard them, and that these soldiers in turn were killed by another group of soldiers which killed anyone and anything that crossed their path in order to conceal where he was buried. Finally, the legend states that when they reached their destination, they committed suicide. No one will ever know.
Was the Godfather before the Godfather?
Out of time, on the move, coming back this way. Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
And Auntie got some moves. The best.
I actually can't find it. Keep going. Keep going. You have to find it. It's your phone.
And that's a foul, fam. Sometimes you're just gonna have to take the L. And that's a wrap for today, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash that subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I catch you next time.